Podcast channel. In this video, we're going to delve into the critical topic of securing your cloud environment. With the increasing adoption of cloud computing, ensuring robust security measures is of paramount importance. Today, we'll discuss the significance of cloud security and provide you with best practices. So in this video, I'm going to share with you, certain tips and strategies to help you safeguard your cloud environment. Because understand that securing your cloud environment is very critical. It is very important to protect your data, your applications, and your infrastructure now from an unauthorized access, right? You also need to protect your cloud data from data breaches and other security threats. So let's explore some best practices and strategies to enhance cloud security. One of the key aspects of cloud security is identity and access management. Implementing strong IAM practices ensures that only authorized individuals can access your cloud resources. It involves creating unique user accounts, enforcing strong passwords, implementing multi-factor authentication, and regularly reviewing and revoking access rights. Reviewing and revoking is very important, because if the user needs to use the data, then they should be granted the access. But so it usually okay, let me give you an example. When a company decides to use cloud resources, there will be many employees who would need to access those resources, right? So at that time, they need to grant some access rights, right? But if the employee leaves the company, they need to revoke those access rights, right? For the security of the company data. So that is very important, and it all comes under IAM, that is Identity and Access Management. Another important component of cloud security is encryption. By encrypting your data, you ensure that even if it is intercepted, it remains unreadable and unusable to unauthorized individuals. So even if somebody hacks into the account and steals the data, if data is encrypted, they will not be able to read it. So for that, you need to employ strong encryption algorithms for data at rest and data in transit. At rest meaning data that is already stored in the system, and data in transit means when you are sending data from one place to another, so data in the transmission channels. And you should consider using key management services provided by your cloud service provider. Another aspect is network security. It is vital to protect your cloud environment from external threats. You need to utilize firewalls, security groups, and network access control lists to control inbound and outbound traffic. You need to implement VPNs, that is virtual private networks, for secure remote access, and you should also consider using private subnets to isolate sensitive resources from the public internet. Another aspect is monitoring. Monitoring your cloud environment is very important. It is very essential for early detection and response to security incidents. You should utilize cloud native monitoring and logging services to gain visibility into your infrastructure, applications, user activities, what is happening inside the cloud, and this will give you the extra visibility you need. You can also set up alerts for suspicious activities. You should regularly monitor resource usage. Who is using these resources? Who is using these resources and for what? And you should also regularly review logs to identify potential security risks. Now, let's also talk about compliance with industry regulations. It is a very important aspect of cloud security. You also need to familiarize yourself with the specific regulations applicable to your industry. It can be HIPAA. We already talked about this topic in cybersecurity crash course. You can go there and check that video lecture. So you need to understand GDPR, HIPAA, and understand the requirements for data privacy protection and retention. You should implement security controls and mechanisms that align with these regulations, and regularly assess and audit your cloud environment for compliance. In addition to all the tips that I just shared, all the practices that I just shared, let me share a few tips to further enhance your cloud security. Tip number one is to regularly update and patch your cloud resources to address vulnerabilities and protect against emerging threats. We talked about this in cybersecurity crash course. So, regularly updating your software for patches and other updates, that's very important. Tip number two is to implement least privilege access. Least privilege access means you should grant users the minimum permissions necessary to perform their tasks. So if a user only needs to read the data, you don't have to grant them access. You don't have to grant them write access, right? So implement least privilege access. Tip number three is to conduct regular security audits, and pen testing or penetration testing is very important to identify vulnerabilities and address the security threats promptly. In pen testing, usually, it is one of the testing techniques where you can test your system for any threats. You try to sort of perform all the, you in a way try to hack your own system, and by doing so, you understand whether your system is hackable, so whether it is easily hackable. So that is like one of the security mechanisms to check if your system has vulnerabilities or weaknesses, right? And if it is easily hackable, then you can, prevent and implement some security measures to avoid the hacking or get rid of those vulnerabilities and weaknesses. Tip number four is to educate your users and your employees in the organization about cloud security, its consequences if it is neglected, and also best practices. So it is very important to train your employees, to educate them, to spread awareness about this subject, and different types of trainings involve spreading awareness and training your employees and talking about how to recognize phishing emails, how to use strong and unique passwords, etc. And by following these best practices and strategies, you can significantly enhance the security of your cloud environment. Remember, cloud security is an ongoing effort that requires constant vigilance and adaptation to evolving threats. So you also need to stay updated with whatever is coming out there, and also as technology is advancing, staying up to date is very important. Constant vigilance is very important, and again, adapting your adaptation to evolving threats and advanced technologies and evolving strategies is also very important. I hope this video has provided you with valuable insights into securing your cloud environment. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more informative content. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video lecture. Till then, take care.